Welcome to Two Non-Yarn Snobs. Anna's a little late with her sign.
Now I gotta do this again. Take two.
If you would please like, comment, and subscribe. We would love to hear from y'all. We'd like to know what you like, what you don't like, what we could do better. Or maybe you don't like it at all.
Email us at twononyarnsnobs@gmail.com.
Yeah. Or you can leave us a comment on the video.
Or comment.
Absolutely. Our Ravelry names, Anna is Joey's Rib, and I, Sabrina, am JD's Girl. You can send us messages there. We also have a group for the podcast, a Ravelry group.
Called Two Non-Yarn Snobs.
Called Two Non-Yarn Snobs.
Okie dokie. See, now I gotta get my awesome graphics back in order.
Yeah, well.
We had a visitor. It's okay.
We did have a visitor.
So that's pretty much our admin stuff.
That is our admin stuff. So we're going to start with FOs?
Yeah. Let's start with FOs.
Okay. We'll start with washcloths. Or dishcloths. I'm trying to participate in the Yarn Hoarders Dishcloth Challenge, where I make one every week. Some weeks I make more than one. It's been 2 weeks. 2 weeks since we podcast. I have one lonely dishcloth. And it is Lily Sugar and Cream Crown Jewel Ombre. Just from the box store. It's kitchen cotton. It's pretty. I like it.
Hey, at least you have a yarn band and
I'm trying to be a good podcaster.
I went back to my deep stash that I got with no yarn band. I made one soap sack.
One soap sack.
In 2 weeks.
Womp womp.
Yeah.
This is not a delicious soda, by the way. Not a fan.
I am a fan of this, though.
So, next I have some hats. I told you that I would do the Bag O' Day chocolate bonbon beanie. And this is it. It has a lot of beautiful texture. It is a nice crocheted hat. It is one of my favorites. It's one of Anna's favorites. I think every man in my family got one of these for Christmas with no pom-pom. And I found fuzzy pom-poms, and for 80 cents a piece. So I did buy some. This is the first time I've ever used a fuzzy pom-pom, and I think they're kind of heavy. And these are Lion brand pom-poms. I have a tag. I'll show you later. These are Lion brand pom-poms, and I found them at a deep discount store for 80 cents. So that is the chocolate bonbon beanie. And the yarn is, I love this yarn from Hobby Lobby, and the colorway is Dakota. And I like it. I like it a lot.
I love it too.
Yep, see? Pom-pom fell off.
Yeah, well, that's alright.
That's okay. I didn't bring Patrick out, so my head will have to do, and I'll have fuzzy hair.
Okay, I made a hat. I don't have a pattern for this. I didn't use a pattern. I made this hat newborn size, so my fist will have to work.
You can bring Patrick.
Landon, we're podcasting. No, come here and say hello now.
Hi.
That's my 9-year-old. He's here at the grooming shop with me today, so.
Just taking a page out of the Grocery Girl's handbook. But I made this hat because I was testing the yarn to do a review here in a little bit on it. Anyway, it's baby sized, no pattern. I don't even know how many stitches I got in there. Anyway.
Okay, so the next 3 hats are, I'm working on an afghan, which is granny square afghan blocks, and I went, hey, that's about as big as my head. And so I turned it into a hat. And this is Red Heart Hello Gorgeous in the colorway Peacock.
And it is gorgeous. It's a
I really
beautiful
like
hat.
the color of this yarn. The Hello Gorgeous is beautiful colors.
That's pretty true to color.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful colors. Unfortunately, it does feel like Red Heart variegated yarn.
Yeah, but you wash that up, it'll soften.
It will. It definitely will. So the next hat, I put a green pom-pom on the top of it, and this one is child size.
Hey, it fits on Patrick.
And it does fit Patrick. And I love the green pom-pom. And it's a lion brand pom-pom that I got for 80 cents. And the yarn I have never used and never seen, and probably may never ever see again, is called Pins and Needles acrylic yarn. And there is no colorway. It is made in China. And it says to use a 4.5 millimeter hook. I used an H, a Clover H, was is 5.5, right? 5.5?
Yeah.
5.5 millimeter. And I felt like the yarn was a little too chunky for that, even. It made a pretty stiff fabric. But it'll keep a child's head warm this winter. So that is hat number 3. And then I have one more hat. So I kind of got on this little hat kick. And most of them are just,
That's okay.
like, no pattern or my pattern or whatever you want to say. It's just a granny square, so they're square at the top. And then I just quit increasing and went down and then put some single crochet around the edge. And I chose a dark brown pom-pom for this one. And I think they're going to be nice Christmas gifts.
Mm-hmm.
Or may end up donating some to the school for kids that don't have any hat to wear at recess. And some children here especially don't have a hat to wear at all. So
That's the great thing about Landon's school. Tell them about the closet.
Oh, yes. Our school here keeps a closet, and the Johnson County Youth Coalition collects clean, used, new clothes, shoes, hats, coats, and any child that's in need, they just give them to them. So when my son was in first grade, he came home from school and he said, "Mommy, you don't ever have to buy me any more shoes." And I said, "Why is that?" Because, that was kind of random. And he said, "Because if you need shoes, they'll just give them to you at school." And I said, "Son, that's because for children who can't go get new shoes at
His
school."
parents can't afford it.
And then he said, "Well, can we buy them a pair of shoes?" And we definitely went to the store and bought some shoes to donate. So, wonderful teaching experience, but it was still, there
Proud mommy
is
moment.
a great need here.
Mm-hmm.
This is a very poor county.
Mm-hmm. So if any of y'all would like to donate to that, just holler at us and I'll send you my address. Email us, I'll send you my address and you can ship to me and then I'll bring up to Sabrina.
Yeah, the Johnson County Youth Coalition collects hats, scarves, coats, anything that will help keep a child warm.
Mm-hmm.
Last winter we drive and we catch the bus here at the grooming shop, and I drove by a little girl that was wrapped in a throw, like one of the little lightweight throws that you throw on your couch every day. And it was like 20 degrees, and she was standing outside in a short sleeve shirt with a blanket wrapped around her because she had no coat.
Couldn't afford a coat for her.
But anyway, enough sadness.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, you have
My last FO.
It's beautiful. And yes, we do knit too, I promise. This week's just all crochet.
Okay. See, she's moving to show you this Frankenstein block. We call it Frankenstein block, any with more than one color. Okay, so there, and I've got a few in there because I was running low on the colors. This pattern is called Granny Pop-Up, and last October, when Sabrina and I went to Illinois for the Bag O' Day crochet retreat, Crystal at Bag O' Day had designed this block and was releasing it free to all of us at the retreat. And she asked us each to make a block. Hobium had donated the yarn, and then she put the blanket, all the blocks together the next day and raffled it off. However, as part of the raffling process, we had so much leftover hobium that it was divided into 3 lots, and funnily enough, Sabrina and I each won a lot.
We did.
So I took all of mine and I made blocks.
She did.
And then Sabrina had made 8 blocks, and she was like, I'm not going to use these. She gave me a bunch of her hobium and said, here.
Finish your blanket.
Finish your blanket. Now then, I ordered this white from Hobium, and I used less than a skein to put it together. This is 35 blocks. You can't see the whole thing. But it's 7 long and 5 wide. And then I edged it in more of this Hobium. This yarn is the Kartopu Melange Wool Tweed. The pattern number, the tutorial number, Bag O' Day has a tutorial. It is tutorial number 528 if you would like to do this. And I had intended on the edging, it's just 2 rows of half double crochets. I had intended to do 1 row of half doubles and then a row of the bobbles, because that's what pops up in the center of the block. But it was stretching out the edges too much, so it's just 2 rows of half doubles. I don't remember when I started making the blocks. I can't remember.
In October.
No, I really think it was after that, because I just put all that hobium in my stash. When I got home, I put all of mine in my stash.
And it's absolutely gorgeous.
And this is an acrylic wool blend. It's an 80-20 blend. Very inexpensive. Shipping might get you a little bit, not horribly so. It's made in, isn't it made in Turkey?
It is.
Yes.
And they have free shipping if you spend enough.
Yeah, and if you put in the discount code, like look on their website, and Bag O' Day, Crystal talks about it too. The first time you order, if you do a welcome 15, I think is the coupon code, you'll get a 15% discount on your first order. So check that out. But yeah, I love it.
There's lots of colors.
There's a whole lot of colors in that.
It's beautiful. And it is a bulky 5 weight.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a 6, but it is a bulky 5.
And I used a J6.0 hook, which is what the tutorial calls for.
And she uses a Hobby Lobby hook.
Yeah.
With a bamboo handle, and I don't know what the brand is called.
It's Yarnology.
Yarnology.
It's a Yarnology hook.
I use Clover Amore hooks. For the most part, I like them a lot. I have 2 sets.
This is the hook I use. And I like the built-up bamboo handle because I do have arthritis in my hands, and that bamboo stays warm. My arthritis gets triggered really badly with cold, but even the hook part stays pretty warm. So even in the coldest months, when we keep it pretty cold in our house, I can still crochet and it doesn't bother my hands so much. So check those out if you've got arthritis. You know, they're great.
I like the Clover Amore hooks. They're ergonomic, and I love the way they slide through the yarn. And then my second favorite would just be a boy with no handle, no nothing, just the ones that are like what, $1.25 at Walmart.
Something like that, yeah.
That's my.
I learned on a boy, or I learned on a boy.
And that's my second favorite.
So I do like the boy hooks too.
I'll try to move back in frame a little bit.
Again, my arthritis doesn't let me use those much. And these are not horribly expensive. They're like $3.89 a piece, which compared to boy, yeah, that's a little expensive. But compared to what are they called, furls?
Yeah, $70.
They're cheap.
Yeah.
So that's.
I don't know that I'll ever own one of those. But stranger things have happened. Okay,
That's all I've got for whips.
Okay,
For FOs.
I have 2 more, I think.
See, you did a lot more than you're letting on.
I made a scarf, and it goes on forever.
It's 7 feet long.
Well, it's
But it's
long.
for a 6'9" husband.
It is for my 6'9" husband. I did not use a pattern. I cast on 200 and something stitches, long as his arms was.
5,468 stitches.
And then I have double crocheted in the back loops. And this yarn is called Sweet Delight Chunky, and it's Baby Bee by Hobby Lobby. And I used 3 skeins, and I used all of 3 skeins. I just kept going.
Kind of like that.
And I gave $1.24 a skein when it was on clearance. So I have $3.75 in it, and he'll get it for probably his birthday, which is coming up pretty soon, even though, yeah.
He's already seen it.
Don't tell. His birthday's coming up pretty soon, even though it's like August and we're in Arkansas and it's like 285 degrees.
Today's really mild.
Today is mild. It's only 90.
81 is what?
It is better than it has been.
The last several days.
Yes, but
we had a rainstorm come through yesterday. It cooled it off and eased the humidity.
It's still hot. But his birthday's in August, and either I'll give it to him in August for his birthday, which he'll just put up for winter, of course, or if I save it till Christmas, then he has went through a lot of cold weather before he even gets to wear it. So probably birthday. Most of the time I just hand him stuff as I get it done. Socks for sure he doesn't want to wait on. So this will probably be a birthday gift. And then I have a scarf that I designed for the little monster that came in here, Landon, my child. And I am writing this up. And I had some technical difficulties, if anyone's out there wondering where my patterns are. I am not technologically advanced, and I had some trouble importing pictures, but my husband's figured that out for me. And I'm going to block this out, which I haven't done. I haven't woven in the end. I just finished this. I'm going to block it out so the eyelets show better, but I don't think it's too girly. My husband didn't say no, he can't wear it, so I have to be okay. And this yarn is a joke. No, I'm sure that someone out there absolutely loves this yarn. It's called Overjoyed, and it was new at my Walmart, and it does have a very imaginative colorway. It's called red. This is very much like, it says it's a bulky 6. There is no way on this earth that I would call that a bulky 6. At most, it's a 5. And really, it's just a heavy 4. I mean,
I was gonna say this is a 5.
Yeah.
And you could tell that was a 5. I might even go so far as to say that's closer to a 6 to me. This is a heavy 4.
This is a heavy 4. It is really not a 6, which they classified this as a 6. And I don't.
Unless it fluffs up a lot when you wash it.
I really doubt it. I don't work with Caron Simply Soft. It is not one of my favorite yarns. I have never done an entire project with it, and this is very much like a Caron Simply Soft. But it has nice drape for the scarf, and it's pretty short because he's 9. You know, it's going to be child size, and with, you know, recommendations to make it adult size. And I'm real happy with it, and hope to get this on Ravelry pretty soon, now that I can import some photos. overall, I like this scarf. Was not crazy about the yarn. Anyway, I bought Anna some of it too, because we thought we would both try it
That's what I
and
made the hat out of.
give our opinions. So that's my opinion. It took less than a skein. I think there's only 157 yards, and 157 yards, and it's like almost $3, $2.70 a skein, $2.68 a skein, something in that neighborhood. But that's not a lot of yarn for almost $3, by the way. And it's not a bulky 6. It's kind of limp. Anyway, so what do you think about Overjoyed? Are you overjoyed with the Overjoyed yarn?
No.
Will you use it again?
No.
I won't either.
I would honestly have to say I'm underjoyed about it.
Yeah.
Okay, this one says that it's medium gray. Y'all might call that a medium gray, but this yarn is so shiny.
It is.
I would call it silver. Maybe a pewter.
Their color names are very plain.
I found it to be splitty.
Yes.
It is fuzzy. I mean, I wouldn't even call that a halo. That is going to pill in the first wash.
Can you see the fuzz? You can. Look at that.
Now I will say this. It does have better stitch definition than the yarn that I bought for us to review this week.
Yeah.
I think.
So Anna bought, well, she was at her local Walmart, this Premier puzzle yarn. I'm puzzled by how could Premier put this out. This looks a lot like Barcelona from Michaels.
Oh, see, it doesn't even look like Barcelona that much to me.
It does to me.
It looks like James Brett marble chunky.
Yes, I made a whole sweater out of that. I knit a whole sweater out of that back in 2008. I washed it because it's machine washable. Washed it, put it in the dryer, and it killed it, and it came down past my knees. It had nothing left to it.
No shape.
No shape. It was awful. And I spent a lot of
And
money
that's
on
what
it.
this reminds me of.
It kind of does.
It was, what did I say, $5.97 for...
Yeah, it's almost $6, and it has...
For 300
328 yards. And this color is called Backgammon.
Which I thought it was a beautiful color, which is why I picked that one out.
I did a swatch. Now, I'm telling you, this is me telling you something right now.
She doesn't swatch.
All I did was make a swatch. This did not become an FO. I tied off and said I'm done. It squeaks on every hook I tried on it. I went up a hook size. I changed from my Clover Amores to a boy hook. I even tried some bamboo needles and tried to knit with it. It squeaks, and I couldn't do it. So I have a swatch. I'll weave in the ends. It'll go in my swatch bucket, and eventually
You got farther than I did.
Eventually I will have a swatch blanket. Maybe.
You got farther than I did with it.
So our yarn reviews this week are we don't like what we bought.
We're not thrilled.
We're not overjoyed
with what we bought this time. Okay, well, let's talk about my impression of the puzzle. I didn't think when I was crocheting with it, I thought because I try to let the yarn tell me what it wants to be when it grows up.
I thought that wanted to be a scarf.
And that's what I thought it was wanting to be, your cowl. So
yeah.
I started to make the cowl out of it. But the more I worked with it, the fuzzier it got. I could not see the stitches. It was, to me, it was like working with Lion Brand Homespun.
This is a 5. Can you see?
Yeah, there you go.
The blue one is a 5.
This is a 5.
The red one says it's a 6. It is definitely smaller. Way, way, way smaller. Definitely not a 6.
I mean, I guess it's okay for an acrylic yarn. If anybody wants what's left of this,
Put it in the comments below. We'll mail it to you.
or what's left of this.
Yes. Put it in the
We'll-
comments
we'll-
below and we will send it to you.
Tell us what your least favorite yarn is in the comments below. And we'll do a random comment generator and we will send you that.
I'll even throw in the little bit of red
We'll
that's
even
left.
throw in the little red.
And maybe a surprise.
And then you can tell us what you think.
And yes, we'll even throw in a little surprise. That's fun. Pop-up giveaway!
There you go.
And that's all my FOs, and that's what,
That's all my FOs too.
so should we move on
And that was my fiber adventure for the week too, for that matter. Okay, let's go to whips.
whips? And I actually have a few that I will show this week, because I forgot to show any last episode.
I thought,
No, I forgot.
really,
Yeah, that's okay.
shame on you.
Show your bag.
Okay,
It's not one of my bags, but it's worth showing anyway.
this is a chicken soup bag.
It's beautiful.
I love sugar shells.
She loves sugar shells. She meant skulls.
Skulls.
But anyway.
I like sugar shells too. What can I say? Okay, living in this bag is my casual fashion queen socks, which I showed the last time. I was on this one, but I was only like 2 inches into the color.
Our lighting is not great today.
Well, this is kind of dark.
Well,
I mean, it's a lot of
oh, that's nice. That looks good.
dark color. So I was only like an inch and a half, maybe 2 inches into that one.
Yep.
This time I will put in Progress Keeper. This sock, when last we podcast, I was only like a half inch into the ribbing. So I have put a lot of love into these.
And what are you knitting them on?
I am knitting them on Chalgu 9-inch circulars, 2.25 mils, 72 stitches. They're for me. They are not for Sabrina.
They
The
are for
cuffs,
Sabrina.
heels, and toes are Cascade. Well, Sabrina gonna have some saggy socks. because Sabrina wears 64 stitches, and these are 72.
And they'd be too short too.
They'll be too short too, because I like shorter socks. And then I have one other
Okay.
whip.
Oh, I have to show you this. My husband got me this.
He really is a great husband.
It
I
says-
really see that.
It's backwards. It says knit happens at Joann Fabrics, and it was like $1.99. So I have a $2 tote bag that says knit happens.
Wait, so if that's backwards, are all of my signs showing up backwards?
No, I didn't notice.
Well, then why is that showing up backwards?
Maybe they all show up backwards. Who knows? Okay, so
That's not showing up. That is showing up backwards. My bad.
sorry, we gave you backwards signs.
Oops. I know how that happened.
This is a 31 bag. I won it in the giveaway
Tell them from where.
from Happiness is Homemade with Loretta and Blaine. They do a lot of lives. They don't do very many podcasts, but they do a lot of lives, and I don't catch them most of the time. But it was Blaine's birthday giveaway, and I won. And I got a whole bunch of Mandela yarn, and this bag, and some lotion, and it was nice.
Some other stuff.
Yeah, and I really love the bag. So I knit socks for everyone in the household. So I have three started. This is the gray that I dyed that we're calling Granite. This is Knit Picks Hawthorne, and I don't remember the colorway, and I lost the tag. Oh my
Shame on you.
goodness. I love the Hawthorne. It is a thicker sock. It has less yardage, but you know what? I don't need a lot of leftovers. I just needed a nice thick sock, right? So my husband is going to love this. I am going to do the gray cuff and toe, and I will show you the yarn that I'm going to use for the heel here in a few minutes. But I dyed something that I think is going to work really well. So this is sock number 1. I don't do little 9-inch circulars. I don't like them. These are ChowGoo size 1s, and it's extremely long. And I don't do 2 at a time socks either. But I like them, and I like magic loop.
Even though she got plenty of room on that magic loop
I
to
do.
2 at a time.
It ain't happening. Not today. Not tomorrow. So I started landing another pair of socks because I'm a starter this week and not a finisher. And I do knit things other than just socks too. So it's just barely started. This is Knit Picks Felici, and the colorway is 8-bit, and it's very little. My little boy's gonna love that.
Is that like a yellowish?
It's a chartreuse.
Oh, okay.
It's a yellowy green.
Yeah.
So it's. I've just got the cuff, and these are on ChowGoo double points, size 1s.
Which I love ChowGoo double points too.
I like double points in general, except for I prefer to knit on wooden needles. Bamboo, wooden, doesn't matter. I prefer wooden needles, except for socks, because I'm always afraid I'm gonna snap them in half. It's a super sexy Old Spice bag that my husband got at Christmas. See, it doesn't have to be fancy. It just has to work.
Functionality is important.
And then the last pair, this yarn is a return player. You got to see it last week, or last episode, is that raspberry and cantaloupe that I dyed. This is an acid dye, and I'm using the Likey.
I think it's pronounced
Leica needles. They are wooden. I am working magic loop. It's the ones that look like driftwood. They're not actually made out of driftwood, but they look like driftwood, and they kind of make me smile.
They're a beautiful needle.
And really smooth, and the joins are amazing. I really like them. I like them a lot. And I like absolutely.
Say like a lot.
I do. I prefer, there, I didn't say like, fixed circulars over interchangeables in general, and these are a fixed circular. Anyway, pretty happy with it. In this little sock sack I made, and
Happy
it's
flower bag.
happy flower bag. It's too big. It's too long, but it's already made. It will live to
That
see
could
another
be a
day.
shawl bag after you get your,
It really could.
when you decide to make a shawl.
Yep, absolutely. If I don't finish it in one weekend. And that's all my works in progress.
Okay.
So on to,
My last work in progress.
oh, Anna has another work in progress.
And they're working up really nice. Okay, last we aired, I showed you the red that Sabrina had dyed for me, that I had said I'm planning on making socks for my big brother.
He's not watching, so we don't have to shh.
However, friends might be, so hush. Do not tell Mark about these socks. I don't care how excited they make you. Don't tell him about these socks. So anyway, and I said that I wanted to use Chicago Cubs colorways. So, and like I said last time, I know this is not a true Chicago Cubs red. However, because these two are kettle dyed and it's not a solid color.
Which, who wants not, yep, a solid color
Who
anyway.
wants that? And I wanted them to look like your favorite socks that you saved up your allowance for when you were 12 years old, and they are still your lucky Chicago Cubs socks. My brother will be 55 in October. I'm hoping to have them completed by then and shipped to him. He lives in the Chicago area. So, what I've done is I did 6 rows of this white. It's a
It's a natural.
But it's by Barocco, correct?
I don't remember.
I can tell you right quick.
Is it Kramer Yarns? I think.
So then
I think it's Kramer Yarns. Natural, undyed.
I'm calling the whole colorway Fly the W.
Oh, it's Happy Feet. It's
Happy
Dye
Feet.
For Me Happy Feet.
Dye for me, Happy Feet. And it made me happier than my Happy Feet socks that I showed last time. So anyway, there's 6 rows of the natural undyed. There's 10 rows of the red. And then the body of the sock will be this gorgeous blue. I plan on doing a couple of rows of white and then a red heel. I'm trying to figure it out because I want the white to just go around the heel, but I don't want to do an afterthought heel.
Fish Lips Kiss. You haven't tried one of those yet.
That's true, but I do like the heel flap and gusset.
I don't know how you're going to put a ring of white around it then.
I'll figure something out. It may just be the red. But anyway, red heel, then a few rows of the white for the toe, and then the red toe. So this is as far as I've gotten, only started on the first sock.
That's a lot of knitting.
Yeah, because that's, how much did I say? 38 rows of 2x2 ribbing.
It's a lot of ribbing.
And then I like to do at least 60 rows on the
leg.
Vanilla leg before I start the heel. So that's a lot of knitting.
I'm not counting rows on a sock. I'm measuring them.
I did a jogless color change. So
and it truly is. You can't see where she changed.
Right in there. Right along in there. Somewhere. Yeah. Because here's my stitch marker, so.
Very nice, Anna. Very nice.
Anyway, jogless color change. It's easy. Give it a try. And I just dropped a bunch of stitches. So.
I'm going to have to give it a try. I've never tried it.
It's super easy. You know what? I'm going to pick these up later because seriously, I just dropped like 6 or 8 stitches. That's the only thing that I don't like about the 9-inch circ is that it's so easy to drop stitches.
All right. So now we're going to go into Fiber Adventures.
Fiber Adventures.
Look, here's our graphic.
Oh, that's not a line. That's...
Hold on. Our graphics are coming. Fiber Adventures. Okay, so I told you last episode how I decided that I want to dive into natural dyeing. And so I did a little bit this week, not a lot. This is avocado, which it's a little peachy. It's kind of tan. It is not the beautiful rose that I was hoping for, but it's a pretty color.
It is white flesh tone.
It is white flesh tone. And one of the girls that works for me says, you could make a doll. It's sock yarn.
Or a boob.
It's sock yarn.
A boob hat for a baby.
So this was avocado. And then I did turmeric.
Which is absolutely gorgeous.
It's a little more gold than it's showing up. That's pretty close. Yeah, that's pretty close. And this is a bulky. And I did 3 skeins of this. I really think it needs to become some hats. I really like it. Some knitted hats. Maybe some color work knitted hats.
I really think you need to come up with more of that yarn and make you a sweater.
Ooh, a sweater for me would be beautiful.
It's a very happy goldy yellow.
It is very happy, and I really love it.
Yellow.
I love it.
And I think you'd look gorgeous in it.
See, it's good for my skin tone.
Mm-hmm.
And then I played with some longwood, and it had to soak for a week before I could use it to dye with. And so I decided to try different mordants. I hope I said that somewhere close to right.
Mordant.
Mordants. So this one is and it dyed my tag, so I'm having trouble reading it. Iron. I use iron, and it turned it a navy blue, which logwood is real notorious for purples and blues, and I got mostly blues, but that's okay.
I still say that looks more black than navy to me. I mean, it does have a navy cast. But
it is a navy. Did I just have 3 skeins? I thought I had 4.
Navy. Now that's more navy to me.
This is a really pretty navy. It's lighter, and this one was chrome. It was mortared with chrome, and it's really pretty. And this is what I'm going to use for the heel and the jerry sock. I think it'll look really nice. And then this one did turn purple, and the mordant is 10. I didn't do any with alum, so, and I read that if you used alum, you'd get more purples, and it's really odd because this yarn is a merino worsted and the twist is navy, and then the other is purple, so it looks like a marled yarn.
It's interesting the way it grabbed 2 different colors.
It grabbed 2 different colors. It's really bizarre to me. Anyway, there's not a whole lot of it. 64 yards. It'll probably go in a hat. It's not enough for a hat, but a stripe or something, because I'm not going to let a merino worsted go to waste.
Mm-mm.
So that has been my fiber adventures for the week. I did do some spinning because we went to the spin-in, the Ozark Fiber Group spin-in in Mountain View, and we spent the day. It's a 3-hour drive. Did I already say that?
You said
3 hours.
Yeah.
And then when I got back, my air conditioner went out on my car.
But it was fun.
It was fun. And we had air conditioning.
And we had air conditioning.
And on the drive until I got home. It's not like it's not fixable. They are waiting on parts to be here tomorrow. But in the meantime, we went to go see my mother-in-law. I love her. She's sweet. 86 years old. An hour in the car with no air. And the heat index was 120, I'm sure. No, 110. But it felt like 120. Anyway.
Okay, I'm going to tell about my fiber adventure for the week.
Alright.
So, last week I brought my spinning wheel in and I said, show me how to get started on it. Now, I have a beautiful Louette S10. It's a early 80s, late 70s model. I got it from Sabrina.
She did.
And I had no idea how to start. I knew I needed a leader on the bottom bobbin, but my lead, it was all just spinning. It wasn't catching anything, and so I couldn't figure out what I was doing wrong. So Sabrina got it started, and did great. I got it home, and I went to bed that night because I was tired. The next day, I get the spinning wheel. It lives in my truck because I have dogs that like to chew on anything wood. So, so in order to keep it in one nice piece, it lives in my truck. So I get the spinning wheel out of the truck and I set it up in the house, and I'm ready to get started, and I start slowly pushing on that treadle. And the flyer's going around, and the bobbin's going, and it's going great, and then the flyer drops to the floor.
What?
Okay. Well, you had told me that I needed to put some wood glue on that back leg because it's wobbly.
Yeah.
I do not have any wood glue. But you said I can spin with it like this. Okay. That's great. So, but then you know the handle that's below the bobbin?
Uh-huh.
Well, the front leg and the handle came apart. And every time, so I'm gonna go buy some wood glue today.
They
so
have that at
That was
Walmart.
my fiber adventure.
They have that at Walmart, by the way.
Yeah, I know. I you know.
She lives in the boonies.
And my husband's the only one that's able to work. So, you know, finances are super tight. Even though wood glue is probably $2 a bottle, finances are super tight, and it's not always in the budget.
We both come from single income households. My husband is disabled. But, you know, they give you lemons, you make lemonade.
And the judge thinks I should be able to do a sedentary job even though I am technologically stupid.
Anyway, we're 46 minutes in. We've had a great time. We'd like to try to keep these under an hour because nobody needs to listen to us ramble for more than an hour. Maybe it might happen someday, but we're really going to try not to. We had a great time. Please like, share if you can. Comment. Let us know what's going on.
Let us know you're watching.
Even if you're not.
And we want to thank those of y'all that took the time out of your busy schedules to watch us.
Absolutely.
Both our episode 1 and the spin-in video. We greatly appreciate that, and we really appreciate those 10 people that have subscribed, even though I know that at least 2 of them are you and me.
Oh, that's all right.
But, you know, the 8 other people, we love you.
We do.
Tell all your friends.
Absolutely.
Even if you're not crafty.
Because she's a joke.
You know. Even if you're not crafty, you can turn it on and just have it playing in the background. That's what I do.
All right. We'll see you in a couple weeks.
Really?
See what kind of fiber adventures we get into and maybe
Or
get out
fiber misadventures.
of. Absolutely. Have a great one.